Ramu, huh? One.
Thanks for joining the session, T. Kindly confirm, am I audible? Thank you so much. Okay. So I'll go with a quick introduction of mine. So my name is Varun. I hold 10 plus years of experience in IT. And in that 6 plus years of teaching experience in corporate level as well as the training point of view. I worked on multiple network-based companies with multiple projects in this past 10 plus years of experience. And I hope you will enjoy my sessions. And that's all about me. Thank you so much. Okay. Is there anyone who wants to talk? If you want to speak, you can raise your hand. Okay, but before that, let me show you the slide. So this course is CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate. Okay, right. So if you're joining this batch information is this. Batch starts today and the timing is 7:30 p.m. IST. Duration and fee are mentioned here. Next. Next, you can see we provide 3 sessions. First 3 sessions will be free. And from 4th session, the people who got registered, who are registering the course will be joining the session or will be receiving the link from our side. Okay, and this is a group. So this is the WhatsApp link for joining the WhatsApp group. I am pasting this into your chat box. If you want any updates regarding the course or regarding other technologies going on in Logic Labs technologies, you can connect to this group. You'll be completely posted about all the information about the courses, about this course as well as other courses. And next, these are some of the social media channels. So if you want to follow us, I request you to follow. If you want to follow us, then you can use any of the channels and you can follow us. Okay. So anyone wants to speak, you can raise your hand. You have an option on Zoom where you can raise your hand. Yes. So I cannot speak to everyone. So who all are raising hands, I can speak to at least 2 to 3 people and then we will quickly jump to the session. Okay, anyone would like to speak? Just introduce yourself. So your name, if you're working, where you're working currently, and why you want to learn this course. Yeah. Hello, Bashir. You can unmute yourself and you can speak to me. Bashir, you can unmute yourself. Abdul Bashir Syed.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Abdul Basir. I'm working in IT for past 11 years.
Okay.
I work for MOD, Ministry of Defense in UK.
Oh,
And
nice.
I've been trying to clear the interviews, but the requirement for them, along with the infrastructure, is networking. So that's the reason I'm joining the course.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Got your point.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Any other wants to speak? And Bashir, all the best. Any other would like to speak? Others, any questions? Okay. Any more questions from anyone? Okay, so no worries. So we'll quickly jump into today's agenda. In today's session, we're going to see something like this. Okay. In today's session, we'll be understanding about what is CCNA, and we'll also go through with some of the basics of networking. And yes, we will see about how to configure small network with routers and switches. Okay. And the last one is protect your routers with security and VPNs. So we are going to have an overview about what is CCNA. Right. We're going to look into that. So let me open the notes for you. Okay. All right. Okay. So basically, CCNA is Cisco Certified Network Associate. Why it is Cisco certified? Because at the starting point of network connections, somewhere in the past, okay, right, sometime in between 1970s and 80s, when the network has started growing, there is only one biggest company in the market who manufactured these devices and who also provided the way of how to transmit the data. Okay, so the device is manufactured by a company called as Cisco. So that's why Cisco has created their entire network. Cisco has created their entire network. It is all about the devices and their connections and the communication using these connections. Okay, so that's why they have designed some levels for particular subjects. The first subject is CCNA. So where you'll be learning about basics of network and also how you're going to configure a small network with Cisco routers and switches. A small network with Cisco routers and switches. So this is a very first level, and not just this, with the help of this particular subject, you're going to protect your routers with security and also established virtual private networks. That is, when you're communicating, if you are communicating in the sense when computers are communicating using this network, then they are transmitting data. They are sending data as well as receiving data. Okay, so to protect this connection while sending and receiving data, so we have to provide security to our network, and that security can be configured in these particular routers. Okay, not just this, they're also going to provide us a private link using a concept called as VPN. Okay, all right. So in today's world, we are seeing whenever we are experiencing some downtime, when we experience some downtime. So downtime in the sense, there might be an issue with the internet speeds. Just in case, if you are experiencing such sort of downtime, then you're going to manage and monitor your network, especially by managing or controlling these devices. We will access this, we will take the access of these devices and we will check where the problem is and we are going to troubleshoot the issue. Okay, this can be done when we know about the network management and monitoring. Okay, all right, so CCNA is all about this thing. Okay, CCNA is all about learning basics of networking, then configuring a small network, then protecting routers, as well as network management and monitoring. Okay, so our CCNA is only about this particular thing. And this CCNA syllabus is created directly by Cisco. And if you want to go for a certification exam, then you have to pay for Cisco for writing the exam. After clearing the exam, you have to, sorry, after paying for the exam, you'll clear the exam and that certificate will be valid for next 3 years. Okay, this certification will be valid for 3 years. Okay, so someone asked me about what is VPN. VPN is virtual private network. Virtual private network. So nowadays, most of the people are working from home. Working from home. When you're working from home, it means you have to connect to your office network. You are supposed to connect to your office network. So your office is located in some location and you're in a different location. If you want to connect over internet, it means if you are connecting directly over the internet, then there is no security at your company side. Similarly, a hacker, a person who wants to do something wrong can enter in the same way. So to avoid that entry, we are creating a private channel. And that private channel is called as VPN, Virtual Private Network. From your company to your home or to your location, we are going to create a private network over the internet. Over the internet, we'll create a private network so that there will be a high security. Okay, high security. All right. Now that is called as VPN. We have a lot more lot more things to learn because this is only an overview. We'll see the contents as well. We will understand what are things available in our content. Okay. And now, firstly, we will go through about the content as well. Sorry, I'd like to show the content. Anyone follow the same process what I am doing now? If you want to see content, then very simple thing. Go to our website, logiclabstech.com. And on this page, you can see something called as upcoming batches. Click on upcoming batches. In this, you can see our batch number 280, that is Cisco Certified Network Associate. And here at the last corner, you can see something called as course content. Okay, if you want to buy the course, you can directly buy from here. Or if you want to connect to our WhatsApp channel, if you want to join to our WhatsApp group, click on this, you'll be joining to WhatsApp group. Click on course content now to view the course content. Okay, so this is our course content here. Right. So in this particular course, we are going to see about overview of networking, that is basics of networking, introduction to networks, network types, and then we'll see something about DNS server, internet, IP addressing, IP subnetting. We'll see about some networking models, OSI models, TCP IP models, some of the router components, router configurations, and router protocols, routing protocols. Someone wants to speak. So sorry, team. I'm giving a small break. I'm providing a chance to speak. Kiran, you can speak now. Unmute yourself and you can speak.
Sir, good evening, sir. Kiran here.
Yes,
Sir,
Kiran.
can we get the lab access also in this course?
Yes. Everything will be covered. Don't worry.
Okay,
Lab
sir.
practices will be covered. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry for the break. Okay. Now here we're going to see about router components, router configurations, router protocols, and then some authentication channels. Okay. Remote connectivity management. Along with that, we'll see about IP addressing. The first one was about IPv4. Next one is IPv6. And on top of that, we're going to see about switching. So we'll see about how switch works. That is routers and switch, right? So how switch works, what all things available inside a switch. And then some of the basic services like a little, what we say, a small processor, small level of things on our routers. We're going to see about all those infrastructure IP services. Then backup and restore of a router. Then we'll see about wireless networking. Finally, we'll come to security fundamentals, where we'll be seeing about VPN as well as ACS. Okay, so this is our course content. You can check the course content whenever you get some time. Please go through our course content. So we are going to deal with the same course content. Okay, all right. Now this is our course content. Now let's quickly jump on to the topic. So in today's class, I'm going to discuss about a very basics of networking. Okay, right. So most of us are familiar with this word called as network and networking. Network and networking. But we doesn't know exactly how it is created and how it is established or something. Okay, right. So let's say something like I got two computers with me. Sorry. So I'd like to write it at the bottom. Okay, so I got two people here. Let's say there are two people. So he's person one and this is person two. Okay, so two people wants to speak to each other. how they're going to speak. Basically, if you're meeting a stranger for the first time, how you're going to speak to him or her. So if you're meeting a stranger, so how you'll speak to each other. Especially we can see if you're traveling abroad, we don't know the language exactly. We don't know the language exactly. Or we might not speak English always. Okay, or else the opposite person might not understand English. So obviously there will be a difficulty. There will be a difficulty. So if two people wants to talk to each other, then there should be a proper communication language or a basic communication language. So if two people wants to speak to each other, then they require a language. Okay, and after connecting to each other or after speaking to each other, they have to introduce about themselves, because every human has an own identity. Every person has got an identity. Every human. It might be it might be person A or person B. They have their identity. So they require a name. So this person has got a name, and this person also has got a name. Now the communication starts. Now the communication starts. For the first time when they're meeting, there should be a proper communication. There will be a proper communication. And here we humans always follow some respect. So we also provide some proper communication. Okay. The same thing, just assume if the same thing should happen between two computers. If the same thing should happen between two computers, then how we're going to create the communication. So I got two computers with me and I want these two computers to speak to each other. You might ask me, computers doesn't speak, but yes, let's understand the users who are using this computer want to speak to each other. Now these two computers want to speak to each other. Then how they're going to speak? How they're going to speak? Okay. So we have to understand here how they're going to speak to each other. So, okay. Participants, I request you, if you want to speak, you can raise your hand. Okay, but if you want to speak at the end, you can. Okay. Yes. Imran, you're allowed to speak. You can unmute yourself and you can.
Yeah, hi. There needs to be a uh, medium between these two devices, wherein like UTP cable or
Yes.
optical, those kind of things.
Yes. Correct. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank
All
you.
right. Okay. Okay. So let me see. If two PCs wants to speak to each other, yes, firstly, they should be connected. So these two people, these two computers are connected using a cable. Let's say there is a cable using, so there is a cable connected in between these two computers. So these two computers should have, let me say this is PC1 and PC2, for our example, PC1 and PC2. So if these two computers wants to talk to each other, that is wants to transmit the data in between each other, then these two computers requires a language. Like how humans requires a language, even the computers also requires the language. Got the point? Even the computers also require a language. Okay, we say very simply, computers understand electronics language, which is binary language. But yes, even if it is binary, there should be a proper arrangement of the binary numbers. Then only the language will be understood to the machinery. Okay, the machines understand the language only whenever we are providing the proper instructions. Okay, so here also we require a particular or proper language, and that particular language is referred as IP, is referred as IP. Okay, and at the same time, if two PCs wants to speak to each other, they got a language. At the same time, they require one identity. Then they require one identity. Here they require an identity. So this identity is referred as IP address. For humans, it is very easy. We got our names. So almost everyone can understand the name. When we speak to each other, they will understand opposite person's name. Okay, so it is very simple for humans to remember names. But for humans, it will be very difficult. It is very difficult to remember numbers. An example is, just assume you got a mobile phone with you, and inside your mobile phone, there might be plenty of contacts. You will remember almost all the names. If I show you, if I scroll you down to the contacts application, then you will recognize or recollect all the people in that contact list. But if the same thing I do with the numbers, if I do the same thing with the numbers, then it is very difficult for you. You might remember hardly 5 numbers, 10 numbers, or 15 to 20 numbers. Even if you are a highly genius, then also you remember only 100 numbers. But in your phone, in your mobile phone, there are plenty of contacts, plenty of contacts. We remember name, but not number. And this is quite opposite in when it is a case of computers. In computers, it is designed something like they can easily understand numbers rather than names. Okay, and another speciality is something like names can be duplicated. It means the same name can also be assigned to some other person. Two people are with the same identity. Yes, that is possible. That is possible. But two people are using mobile numbers and both mobile numbers are same. Yes, that is not at all possible. That is not possible. Their names might be the same, but numbers are always different. Okay, that's why we require a unique identity for every individual PC. For that purpose, they have launched something called as IP address. Got it? Okay, so here we have identity. And whenever we are connecting computers using these cables and starting communication, then we have something called as networking, and rest of all terminology of these networks. Okay, hope everyone understood this particular framing. Hope everyone understood this. So now let us see what is the content, or else what is network and networking. So let me go here, let me show you. So what is a network? Network is nothing but connecting two or more computers using cables. Some medium. There should be a medium in between these machines. So connecting two or more computers using cables is called as network. And the same thing, if you want to send or receive data between this network, once if you're connecting cable between two machines, obviously it is allowed to speak between each other. It means it is allowed to transmit the data. So whenever you're transmitting the data over this network, then it is called as communication. Okay, and communication is referred as networking. Got it? Network is nothing but connecting the devices. Networking is nothing but communicating in this network, communicating within this network. This is called as networking. Okay, as I told you just now, every computer should know the basic language. Humans are from different parts of the world, so we have got different languages. But computers are unique, and they have only one language globally, which is called as binary language. Okay, and that language here is called as IP. IP is referred as internet protocol. IP means internet protocol. Okay, so internet protocol. So it is a basic communication service. which is known to all the computers. Okay. And yes, when it is known to all the computers, then every computer must have their own identity. Every computer must have their own identity. Okay. And that particular identity is referred, it is called as IP address. Is called as IP address, Internet Protocol Address. Okay. All right. So you might ask me now, what is Internet Protocol? Protocol is set of rules. Now, what is Internet? What is Internet? Okay, basically, protocol means set of rules for good communication in our language. For our networking language, set of rules for good communication is called as protocol. Okay, now what is Internet? Internet, what do you mean by Internet? Okay, Internet is actually an application, or exactly we call it as a service. Internet is a service which connects multiple networks across the world. Which connects multiple networks across the world. Okay, so that is called as Internet. So we are going to use the same Internet protocol address for our communication. But when we are calling it as IP address, there will be some more things added to this definition because we are added address. So we are going to understand about some more things. Now, something like IP address is actually a 32-bit or 128-bit logical address. Logical address, it means it is not physically printed. It is used only for communication purpose. Let's say in the same thing, I'll take an example of a human being. So I'll take my example. I am teaching to you today, so you might see my name as a host. But if you see me directly, will you recognize me? Or if you see someone for the first time, can you tell their name? It is not possible because on a human's body, nowhere the name is printed. Nowhere the name is printed. It is given to us from our parents, elders, or family members. So it is given to us. The same way, IP address should also be given to the computers. That's why we call it as a logical address. Logical address. Okay, so IP address is actually a logical address which is assigned to a computer or any network device to identify the network. To identify the network. Okay, so that is a basic definition of IP address. Of course, we're going to learn many more things about IP address. Okay, all right, next comes network devices. Network devices. To establish this network connection, what all we have seen in the previous diagram. So to establish this network connection, we require network devices. We require network devices. Okay, network devices, namely NIC, network interface card. Now I'd like to show you this network interface card. So NIC. So this is NIC, network interface card. Okay, you can see this is your network interface card. But basically what you see on every computer is this particular port. This particular port. I'd like to show you this particular port. Almost in every computer, on every laptop, and if you have a Wi-Fi router, you must be experienced or you must have already seen this port. This is called as LAN port, but it is actually a device which is called as NIC, network interface card. Okay, so it will be the very first device to start or establish a network connection. Okay, then comes a Wi-Fi router. Nowadays, most of us are experiencing Wi-Fi at our home because we are using smartphones, so we are using Wi-Fi at our home. So even Wi-Fi router is a basic device. Wi-Fi router is also basic, or let's say something like mandatory required device. So Wi-Fi router. Then comes other devices which we might not have experienced. Other devices like hub, switch, router, firewall. These are the things we did not experience yet. But if you want to create a network, if you want to establish a network, then we require all these devices. Along with devices, we also require cables. Okay, so you got devices, you got cables, and then you got computers. Everything is set. Everything is set. Now, how are you going to connect them? How are you going to connect them? So if you're connecting them directly from your PC to that particular device to establish or to set up a network, then obviously the cable will be huge and there will be a huge mess. Huge mess. So to understand or to maintain the clear connectivity without any mess, we have to follow some procedure. We have to follow some procedure. If you want to create a network, it is not directly connecting the machines. If you're creating or if you're setting up a network with more number of computers, then obviously we require some process or procedure to be followed. Okay, that particular procedure is referred as network topology. That particular thing is referred as network topology. Okay, so network topology, it defines the structure of the network, how we should arrange the devices, how we are going to connect them, and what all things to be enabled to them will be understood in network topology. Okay, and next, our major agenda is also to understand about device called as router and switch. Router and switch. Okay, now I will tell you about router. Okay, so router, it is an internetworking device. I'm calling it as internetworking because it is not just connecting the office. It is not just staying inside the office. Of course, it is kept inside the office, but the data can be transmitted from the office to other branch or other client location, other location. Okay, so that can be possible only when you're configuring a router. And that's why it is always called as internetworking device. Internetworking device. It means it is going to work only within the connectivity in connected networks. Okay, so it is an internetworking device that connects two or more different networks. Okay, so it is an internetworking device that connects two or more different networks. Next comes this procedure. Inside router, there will be a procedure called as routing. Routing is nothing but forwarding the data packet from source to destination using the best path. It means when we have got multiple connections. So if you're seeing the internet, of course, internet is also connected with this particular routers. Okay, over the internet, if you're sending a packet from one location to another location, there might be multiple paths, multiple routes to reach the destination. Among them, choosing the best path. Choosing the best path is called as routing. Okay, choosing the best path is called as routing. Hope everyone understood this thing till here. So we are going to discuss about the same things as a syllabus, as I have shown you the course content. We'll go with the same thing. Okay, we'll go with the course content, and this is our majors. And these are our major things. Okay, right. Now let's say someone asked me about practicals in the beginning. Let me say you clearly that all the practicals will be performed on simulation tools. All the practical will be performed on simulation tools. Okay, another question, what is data packet? Okay, we are sending the data. Right? So in networking module, we call it as a packet. If you're sending a message from one device to other device, we actually call it as a sending data packet. Okay, what is there inside the packet? We will be understanding in OSI model. Okay, right. So practicals, all the practicals will be performed on simulation tools. Okay, in this simulation tools, we are going to use Cisco Packet Tracer as the major one and GNS3 as the minor one. Cisco Packet Tracer, which is the major one, and GNS3, that is the minor one. Okay, all right. So I will show you Cisco Packet Tracer as well as GNS3 right now. So I'm showing you Cisco Packet Tracer. So let me open the Cisco Packet Tracer. So it'll take a little time. Cisco Packet Tracer. It's a very small application, can be installed on any of the machine. It doesn't require high-end configurations to install this. So it is a small tool. I will show you how to download it, and I will show you how to create username and password, or else how to get connected to Cisco. Then we will continue using it. Okay, you can see Cisco Packet Tracer here. It is asking me to connect, so I am connecting to my Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay, it is asking me to log in here into some Cisco Network Academy. So I will log in directly with my Google. So I am successfully logged in because I already registered. So I am successfully logged in. And this is my Cisco Packet Tracer. This is simulation tool. So for your understanding, let me take a device. So here is my Cisco router. Okay. And if you see PC, just say this is my computer. And this is my another computer. If I want to connect these two computers, then I'm going to connect a cable. So in this way, it is getting connected. You can see a cable is connected between these two computers. Okay, team, once, just second team, so sorry. Sorry, thanks for the break. Okay, don't worry about the simulation tools. I'm going to explain each and everything in the coming sessions. So we'll download the Packet Tracer tool, we will get connected, we will install it, and then we will register and we will start using it. I'll teach you all the things. I'll teach you all these components, how to use and how to send the information also will be taught to you. Okay, all right. So now let's see. I told you about a packet, right? So this is a packet. As of now, if you want to send a packet, we will use this particular packet and we can find out the status. Okay, so here, this is a computer. So whatever I'm doing right now is just a basic thing. So please don't worry. So again, I'll teach you this. Okay, now I will forward the packet. So let me capture a packet. So I'm sending from this point. This is a sender machine and this is a receiver machine. Now you can see it is successful. The status is recorded here at the right bottom corner. Okay, so this is how we are going to see about the connections, how network connections are made and how we're going to transmit the data using this network connections. So this is a simulation tool called as Packet Tracer. This is a simulation tool called as Packet Tracer. Similarly, I'd also like to show you GNS3. GNS3 is installed on my machine, but if you want to run GNS3, then you should require, your machine requires a bit RAM, because it is going to use your physical hardware much to run the process. Okay, so let's see GNS3. Right, so this is my GNS3 environment. So if I want to create a project, so I'll create a project, and this is my empty space where I can drag and drop the routers. So as of now, it's not yet started. Let it get started for a while. Okay. So these are my devices here. So I got set of devices. These are some of the devices here. Okay, so these are some of the devices. Happen to the devices. Yeah. So we got a computer here. This is a PC. Same logic, drag and drop here. Same way, two machines are available here. So we are using the same. Okay, and how to connect? Here we got a cable directly. We'll use the same cable here. So this way we are going to connect. Okay, here the operations are little different when compared to packet tracer. There we can directly give graphically, but here graphical doesn't work. So here we are going to use something called as console. Now when I'm opening this, it's been a long time. That's why it's taking much time here today. But yes, let me show you this thing. Okay, so it looks something like this now. It looks something like this. So if you want to provide something, you have to provide in terms of command line interface. Okay, CLI, command line interface. So initially we'll go with Cisco Packet Tracer, then we'll come down to GNS3. Of course, some of the practicals should be performed on GNS3 because they are advanced level practicals. On Cisco Packet Tracer, it is a basic setup, basic environment. Okay, when you want to see something in realistic mode, then we are going to GNS3. Okay, so this is our GNS3. So don't worry, I'll teach you about Cisco Packet Tracer as well as GNS3. Okay, but yes, for Cisco Packet Tracer, we don't require any prerequisites to install that software. It is installable on any of the Windows environment. And if you're using Mac, yes, that is also possible. Even in that environment, it is easily possible. If you want to install GNS3, then make sure that you have enough RAM available for running this particular application. Okay, all right. So any questions here on, please? Any questions? Okay, so I'd like to provide access to Abdul Bashir's side. Hello, Abdul Bashir.
Hello, Varun. Where can we find GNS3? Is this available?
Yes, it
web?
is available on the web directly. You can download. But as of now, don't do it because in a session, I'll be teaching you, I'll be training you.
Okay, no problem. Sure.
Okay. All right. Any other questions from any other people? Anyone else? Any other questions? Anyone would like to speak? Or do you have any doubts? Okay. Hi, Kiran. You can unmute and you can speak.
Sir, on the daily basis, we get the sir, recorded videos.
I'm so sorry, Kiran. It was a break in your voice. I'm unable to hear you.
On the daily basis, can we get the recorded videos?
Yes, all the recordings will be shared on daily basis only. So once you get registered with us, after completing these free sessions, if you're registering with us, then you're going to get a LMS panel. So as I showed you in the beginning, I'll show you it again to you. So we'll have this software called as, or LMS called as Graphy. So in this Graphy, all the videos will be uploaded as well as you'll have access lifetime access for this particular portal, and you can see videos. You can see our class videos as well as what all the notes I have added, what all the links I have added. Everything will be provided there.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so you'll get everything here, right?
And sir, one more
And
question.
every session
Yes,
will be
sir.
recorded.
Sir,
Yeah.
April, sir, you teach also latest trend, na? In company, most of the company means say that you if you have latest knowledge or that you teach.
Okay, so you have to understand this is actually a connection related thing. There is no latest or there is no oldest in this. If you want to create connection, you have to create. Simply like electricity. You know, right? At your home, you can make changes to your switches and you can make changes to your fans. But at the back end, the electricity supply cables will be the same.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Even
fine.
if you're doing, okay, you got the point, I guess.
Sir,
Only
yes,
the
sir.
end
Yeah, I understand, sir.
devices. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yep. Most welcome. And any other questions from any others? Anyone wants to speak? Okay, that question again here. I will teach you. Don't worry about how to install packet tracer. I will teach you about how to install packet tracer. No need to worry about that. And it is a very small thing. I will show you live on the session. Okay, in the upcoming session, definitely I'll show you. We'll be connected for 25 days. So in 25 days, definitely you'll be working on packet tracer. You're going to get full subject of CCNA in these 25 classes. And even if you want to go for a certification, you can happily go for a certification as well. Okay, right. So any more questions, team? Any more questions? Yes, Abdul Bashir.
Can we immediately go for a certification as soon as we finish the course, or do we need
Yeah.
to wait for?
And you don't need to wait for anything. You just need to prepare for the certification. That is, you just need to take some questions, sample questions. Okay, so we are going with practical things. So I'll also provide you some, if you want, I'll also provide you some appendix where you can, or else some links where you can get some sample questions, practice yourself, prepare yourself with those practice questions, write some practice tests. If it is going good, then go for the certification.
Okay.
It not take much time. So if you're spending a week, that is more than enough.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. All right. So I guess there are no more questions here now. So yes, there are some more questions here. Okay, any prerequisite to learn this course? Oh, no prerequisites. If you are interested to learn networking, then that is more than enough. That is the biggest prerequisite. Or if you have a need in your company to learn networking, then that is also another prerequisite. And how this course would be helpful for the career? Yes, there are plenty of opportunities on networking. Wherever you go, for any company you go, internet is mandatory, then obviously network is also mandatory. And it is not just creating or connecting network. It is configuring network. It is configuring network. All right, so done. Thank you so much. Okay, so that's all for the day, team. Again, we'll meet tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. IST. If you have any questions, keep posting us, keep connected in the WhatsApp group. You can, 1 second, team, sorry, 1 second. So sorry for the small break. Yes. Okay, right. I have some questions here. So difference between IP and transmission. One of the person asked me difference between IP and transmission. Okay, so IP is nothing but a language or identity and identity. Transmission is nothing but sending and receiving. If you're sending an information, okay, if you're sending information, that information is sending or receiving information, that is called as transmission. And if it is about IP, if it is called as IP is a language or the identity. IP is a language or the identity. So hope this is clear. In term networking, IP transmission, if you want to see both things, IP transmission, sending or receiving data using IP or IP address. Okay, good question. For our understanding, let me show you, or just go through your YouTube, if you have YouTube channel, or if you have YouTube application with you, or if you are directing to the YouTube website, then only one thing I'll say here very clearly, this is packet switching 3D animation. Packet switching 3D animation. You can see this is a video, very older video. So I'm opening this video here. And I'm sharing this particular link in the chat box. Just see that video, watch that video. This is of only 12 minutes or 13 minutes of video. 1-3, it is 13 minutes of video, but here it is showing 25 minutes. It is repeated video. It repeats twice in this particular video. So just watch that video. You'll get a small idea about this particular networking concept. Okay, hope that will resolve your question. All right, so please take that particular link. And that's all for today, team. Thank you so much. We'll again meet tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. IST.